and I had a thirst for it at a young age because when I came back from living abroad, I started, because my palate was different. I was eating sushi, you know what I'm saying? I was eating tuna nigiri, and you know what I'm saying, yellowtail, and now they throw me back in the hood, and my palate's different. I'm seeing the world, and it's, you know, I know there's beaches, and there's all these things out there, and I gotta go back to this town with the population that's 3,000, maybe 32 on a good day.
Wow.
I mean, we got two red lights, you know, and
Really?
and I'm trying to explain to my friends in school, like, yo, there's beaches out there, there's, you know, there's this and that, and everybody's kind of like, what are you talking about?
Never seen these things
in
person.
So it sounded like you was, you know, just making all this up. And I got in my mind at that moment that I have to get back to that because that's my life. And the reason why that life was taken away from me is because my parents separated and divorced. My dad was in the service, so my mom went back to the hometown, and my dad continued to, you know, do his tour as a staff sergeant in the Marines.
Staff sergeant.
Yeah, and so when we went back to there, you know, of course, my mom had her things and all that stuff going on, and it's crazy, Ed, because the trailer that we grew up in was no bigger than the studio room. And it was, I paid $3,500 for it, right?
Wow.
And that's what we lived in.
Wow.
You know, and my room was probably, you know, the size of a bathroom in a like, you know, you can barely even breathe in there, right? And for me, that was reality. So it's like you're taken out of this life where you got all this opportunity and you put in this place. And I'll never forget it. Like, my whole mindset switched from being a kid to survival. I gotta survive. I gotta figure this out, because if I don't figure it out, this will be my life for the rest of my life.
Unbelievable.
Right.
This explains to me, I really introduce you the way that I view you. There's a dimension and a depth to you. And now that I'm understanding your life story a little bit more, it's because there was dimension and depth to your early life.
Right.
Like, you really had two really different lives when you were a
For
very
sure.
young man. And now you've
For
had
sure.
multiple lives as an adult.
Right.
The other thing you have after meeting you, it's the thing that I have in all my friends that I admire the most. And then I'm just unpacking for everyone success traits. Because I really believe, to a large extent, the streets, so to speak, which I don't understand, that's why I'm asking you, is a metaphor for life. It's just an exaggerated, compressed metaphor.
Right.
And you have another thing that I think the guys who make it out, and also women and men who make it in business, have. You have a very unique, nuanced combination of a lot of presence and confidence with a ton of humility still. You're not arrogant. You don't think you know everything. You have a thirst for knowledge. You listen to my stuff. Right? You read. You still have that thing. That is a combination. You show me someone with a bunch of humility and they're humble with no confidence, I'm show you someone life's going to run their ass over.
Right.
You show me somebody with a ton of, and you've seen this in your business too, ton of confidence but no humility, they eventually believe too much of their own press clippings. You agree with that?
Yeah,
they eventually
absolutely.
they crap out because they don't have humility. They don't want to keep growing and learning. They think they know everything. They think they're never going to lose or make a mistake.
Well, that's the issue, because, you know, I've learned, and that's one of the reasons why I really wrote the book, because I wanted people to understand that I was selling millions of records, like millions and millions of records, right? Some of the biggest artists in the world, Rihanna, Jay-Z, Kanye West, Mariah Carey, all these different people. But I was at the lowest point of my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was at the lowest point of my life.
You look at photos, you can kind of tell, right?
Yeah. I was
Explain.
going through, because, you know, God works in mysterious ways. It's just like, he helped me figure out that this was the thing for me.